What is up, you guys? I'm James from James Reptiles. Today's video is one that I actually didn't think I'd be making. If you told me a year ago that I was gonna make this video, I would have told you no way. There's no way. I was a total advocate for this thing, and I've changed my mind. And now that's, in the animal world, a lot of people don't like other people's decisions, which is really tough because, like, if someone doesn't like my decision, which happens, read the comments of some of these videos, a lot of people don't like the way I do certain things. That's fine. They're my animals. I'm going to do what I want with them. But one thing you won't see as often is people changing their mind. Now, the reason for that is human beings by nature don't like to look like they change their mind. They like to commit to something and stay with that. They think it makes them look good. They think all that stuff. They think, if someone says something and they disagree with it, they have to always disagree with it. That's not the case. If some new information comes out, if you look at something differently, if it affects you a certain way, you might change your mind. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So, a lot of people know I keep my crested geckos in groups. And I even keep the babies. Look, I had 4 hatchlings. I put them all in here. Obviously I was going to spread them out. But that raises a couple of things. So the first thing I want to talk about is this one. Now this one's getting cleaned today, so don't even worry about it. I know it looks very dirty. But now in this enclosure, I have my lily white. And I'll talk about that in a second. But in here, I can't tell, but I think they might have laid some eggs recently. We'll see. I could be wrong. I could absolutely, no eggs. So let's actually look in the other one, because I was kind of hoping they would lay eggs. It kind of tells into my story a little bit. In this enclosure, I have my lily white, obviously, right? She laid her first clutch of eggs, and they were infertile. Now, I found a second clutch of eggs in here just recently. It's been about 3 weeks since she laid, and it doesn't feel like she has any eggs in her. And I think that they might have been her eggs. I also think that they're infertile. Let's take a look. These eggs right here. I didn't see any Cheerio in there. I'll definitely check again. But I don't think they're fertile. And that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video, because housing my crested geckos together could possibly be costing me a lot of money, which I don't like. I don't like things that cost me money. So, in housing all my geckos together, we have a couple problems. In terms of the breeders, one, especially with me working for, 10 plus hour days in a row, I work for 10 hours, but I also take an hour lunch. It's an hour there and back. A lot of times I work an hour overtime, so I don't have time to look at my geckos and check on them every single day. So on the 3 days that I'm off, if I find eggs, it's actually really hard to tell who the female was. Now, on top of that, I've been getting a lot of slugs in this enclosure. And is it the same, like 1 or 2 females? Is it all of them? I can't tell if it's the male or not, because I just have, 1 or 2 laying really good ones. And, maybe the male is shooting some blanks. Maybe it's just the females that keep throwing slugs. I can't tell. So I don't know if those are the lily white's eggs that I just collected, but if they are, that's the second clutch in a row, the first and the second clutch that were bad. Now, I'm going to leave her in there and wait to see if I can tell if she lays a third clutch. And if that third clutch is bad, I am going to put her with my Dalmatian male, which for the most part, I get almost all good eggs out of him, or out of this entire group. So, I can't tell who laid the eggs. I can't tell who's fertile and who's not, male or female. And then moving on to the babies, I have a lot of issues with tail nips as I've been feeding more and more crickets. Now, I've been feeding more crickets to bulk my animals up, especially as the shows come nearer. I want them all to be large and healthy. And when you feed crickets, they start nipping each other's tails. On top of that, they also will bite their heads if they think they have crickets in their mouth. and stuff like that. I can't bring it to a show like that. So if I wanted to bring animals to a show, I'd have to go through, look at them all, pick a couple that are nice enough to take, and then separate them out. Now, I also have stuff hatching. So where do I put the stuff hatching if I have to separate everything out? So the plan is to house babies, at least 2 in a tub, for a couple weeks. This was 3/8. It's been about a month, a little under a month. It's about April 3rd, April 4th. It's Easter, by the way. Happy Easter. You won't watch this on Easter, but... So I'm going to keep them for probably about a month. What I think this does is it helps them socialize a little bit, helps them learn where the food is and the water and all that. And then I'm going to start separating. Now, I do have extra tubs, and I'm going to have extra space when I downsize my isopods, and hopefully just split up all my crested geckos. Now, like I said, a lot of people have suggested I do this in the past. There's a lot of people who agreed with me when I did it this way, and I think this is fine to do. But in my situation where I can't check them all the time, I can't really pay attention to each specific gecko in there, I'm going to have to keep them separate. That's just for me, that's for the animals, that's for everybody. So, like I said, I changed my mind, that's okay, and I'm going to work on making a plan. The first thing I want to do is get the lily white out, because the lily white makes me about as much money as everything else in the crested gecko area put together. So, you know, if not, like, way more. So, that's going to be the first thing. She's going to go up here. And then I'm going to look at selling one of these, putting 2 of these into place probably, and just filling this rack up with those, and maybe lowering the shelves so there's more room for everything, and possibly putting the other shelves back on, because this rack comes with 6 shelves and I'm only using 4. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that definitely helps out the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.